Alright, so we're starting a new project here on Grimdark. We're going to make some crystal formations here. And I'm not going to pretend that I'm the first person who's ever done this with our Wonder Pink foam. You know, like everything else I show you in these videos, this is something I've, stolen horribly from, directional pages in White Dwarves, or things people have told me in game stores, or, whatever. So what we're going to do first is we're going to make some big crystals. So we started with just this sort of cube of foam, carved off my big piece over there, got my big scary knife I'm going to wave around and, cut the tips off my nose. So anyways, I cut off all the edges, so it's octagonal now, although not very even. Oh, got a little shredded side here, hang on. There, that's better. Then we're going to cut off parts from the top to give it a better crystalline formation shape. There we go, we got this kind of lumpy shape. So what we're going to do is we're going to cut up a few of these and have them all next to each other, sort of poking out in different directions, and then we're also going to make some smaller ones, going off in other odd directions, coming out from in between. So for the smaller ones, we're just going to take the other half of this block, cut it in half, and zoop, cut it in half again. My big scary knife. And do the same thing. Cut it so it's octagonal. And cut the tips off. And we're going to get a bunch of these together. I'm not going to do it on camera. But we're going to make a bunch of these, and then I'll show you how we're going to put them all together. Okay, so what we've done for arranging the crystalline formations is cutting up just like a little piece here like this for the larger crystals to sort of sit on unevenly. And, oops. So glue this down, glue these in place sort of crooked like this. And then when they dry, what we're going to do is we're going to take our smaller crystal pieces and glue them, oh sorry, that was terrible, glue them coming out from like in between the larger ones. Alright, so we got our row of crystals all glued up. They're still drying a little bit. When they dry out, we're going to spackle up the ground around it, make it a little rough. Also, so we can fill in these gaps, you can see these sort of cracks under them. So I want to cover those up so it looks like they're growing out of the ground sort of more naturally. Alright, we're at the next step of painting our crystal field here. I've of course gone and painted the ground snakebite leather for our usual combination of colors. I painted the crystals black. The fun thing with the crystals is because I used the pink foam to make them and I didn't texture them at all with the spackle. The material they're made of is quite porous, so you can hit it with like really watered down paint and it'll just soak up that color. Like you don't need to use very much at all. It's pretty cool. We're going to take another pass at them after this dries, which also should be very soon as a result of using the thinned down paint. And we're going to paint them dark blue. Alright, crystals have been dry brushed now. I dry brushed them with some Citadel color Enchanted Blue. You might notice this is an old, incredibly old school paint bottle. I'm trying to find if there's a year printed on it. I think I got this bottle when I was like, I don't know, maybe 9 years old. I've had it for fucking ever. Anyways, mix that with some Chaos Black from my very new Chaos Black that I bought last week. Anyway, to make this sort of blackish teal color. When that dries, I'm probably going to dry brush it again with undiluted Enchanted Blue, not mixed with black. And then dry brush it a little bit, just ever so slightly with white. I might not do that. I might just try and highlight the vertices of the facets of my crystals here. Check it out. I use some fucking $10 words. Pretty cool, huh? And then we'll dry brush the sand like we always do. Alright, so we dry brushed the crystals here with lightened Enchanted Blue, mixed with some white, and then we dry brushed it with some white, doing only sort of side-to-side motion when we're dry brushing, so it really only catches the edges and not the surfaces. and so it brings out the detail a lot in the crystals. And we're going to do the sand in a minute. Alright, got our blue crystal field here completed. Crystals are looking just as nice as they did last cut. I added some static grass. I dry brushed this with our usual Commando khaki and bleached bone, the sand that is, not the crystals. And if you guys are wondering at all what I made this for, all I can say is I got a certain beta for an RTS recently off the Pirate Bay. Maybe this will clear things up. Woo! Got my Vespine geyser, got my blue crystals. Now all I need are some SCVs.